G'day everyone. This evening I've made my way back, or we've made our way back to Lake Nillahcootie. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Now I'm going to be using two rods tonight, and they're both going to have a couple of janjuck worms on them. I haven't got any yabbies or yabby tails with me this time. That's because we weren't coming here. I've been given access to some private property on the Broken River downstream from here, and the river looks great, but the access was pretty ordinary for all four of us. So we came to fish that private property, but we decided we'd come here instead, and Holly and I will go up and wet wade up that private property and go fishing there one day soon. So we've come here as a plan B, and as a result I wasn't planning to be here, and I don't have any yabbies or yabby tails. So it's just two rods with worms. Right, my second rod, which is the little stumpy rod, it's got a couple of janjuck worms on it as well. I had to re-rig this because last time I used it I had that big copper pipe or whatever it was on there, because I was down the river and forgot to take my hooks and sinkers. There's two lines in. Now both my lines are in. I'm going to sit well back from my rods because I want to sit in the shade because it's quite warm. Later on in the evening I'll move up closer to my rods, and I'm not expecting too much until around about 8 o'clock. It was about 7:45 or 10 to 8. The first time I came here with bait it was about 10 to 8. Then I came back the night after and it was after 8 o'clock. It was about 20 past 8 before I saw a fish. That was about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. The lake's risen probably about 15 to 20 centimetres since then. Those rocks that I've got my rod on the left leaning on, I had to actually go out into the water and drag them out to use them. So, you know, let's sit back and wait and see what happens. Just had a bite on the long rod. That was a bit unexpected. I've got a paternoster rig on there. I'd rather a running sinker rig. But last week when I was here I had a running sinker rig on there with worms and it didn't get any attention at all. The lines have been in for about an hour and I've just had that one nibble that I had earlier. But what's interesting, I can see a lot of carp out here on the surface. The camera probably isn't picking them up. There's some swimming around over here, some over there. It's like there's little bugs on the surface, and there's just carp everywhere around the surface. And every now and again one will jump. I can see 3 or 4 just at the same time right now. Every once in a while one will jump clean out of the water. When I was here just a couple of weeks ago I didn't see a single carp. I didn't catch a single carp. There was no carp to be seen. And for some reason tonight there's heaps of them here. None of them are taking my bait. They're all up on the surface. So many carp swimming around. Can you see the carp out there, Don?
Yeah, I see them. Hey Dad, can we get a cat for Christmas?
What's that, Don?
Can we get a cat for Christmas?
A cat?
Yeah.
I think we'll just stick to the chicken and the turkey. Just had me first bite. I had a little nibble when I first got here, then nothing for about 3 hours. There it goes. That's a tiny little nibble. Look at that nibble on stumpy rod. Wasn't a bad bite that. Made the little stumpy rod sort of bend over a bit. Someone's nibbling at my little stumpy rod here. He's still playing with it and missed him. Ah! First time tonight I've actually got to strike on a biting fish. Just had a tiny nibble on the long. There it goes. Did I get him? I struck hard enough and I didn't get him. They're such small nibbles. I reckon they must be tiny fish. I've got to strike really hard because I've got so much line here. I've got to take up all the stretch and the slack. Just had a tiny nibble on the long rod. Only got a few minutes of light left. Have I got enough time to catch at least one fish? Oh, how did I miss that? Did you see that bite? Epic bite, and I missed it. I've got him. No, I must have been on a snag, I think. Just had a really big bite on the stumpy rod then. I was just putting my long rod back in after having a nice bite. Then I had a nice bite on the stumpy rod. Something's still playing with the stumpy rod. Wish I could see the line like I used to be able to. Got him. Hey, I'm going to catch a fish tonight. It's not going to be a fishless trip. It's only very small. I'm going to guess it's a small yellowbelly. It's skating in, and it's certainly a perchy looking fish. And it is a very small yellowbelly. Tiny Tim. Can you just keep your eye on my other rod there? Well, it's nearly home time, and I'm on the board. I reckon I've got about 5 minutes left to try and catch a second fish. Righto, little stumpy rod. I reckon you've got about 5 minutes to catch another one. Go! Little stumpy rod's just had a bite again. I can barely see it. There it goes. I got him! Did you see how hard I struck? Because it's such a short rod, I had to hold it up high, and because I got so much line out, I had to take up all that slack. Wow, sat here for 3 hours, and then right on dark, 2 fish came along. Can you just keep your eye out on that long rod for me? Yeah. This is a bit bigger than the last one, but it's still not a big fish by any stretch of the imagination. This one's a cod, little Murray cod. A little muzzer of around probably not quite 30 centimetres. There we go. Ha. Little Murray cod caught on the janjuck worms. You little beauty. Righto, little cod. See you later, mate. Off you go. There he goes. Awesome. The day did have one more in it. I'm going to try for one more again. I've always said this place fishes best after sunset or just on sunset, but it's normally not this long after sunset. It's nearly dark. It's sunset ages ago. I'll put that there for a sec. I'll check the bait on this rod. There's a fish on here. Am I recording? There might be a bit of a cut in that footage. I wasn't sure whether I was recording. I just went to check the bait. And there's a fish on here. I asked Loretta to watch the long rod while I managed with the short rod. How did you go with that? It is another little yellowbelly. Bit bigger than the first one, but only just. He's hooked a bit deep, unfortunately, this one. I might break the line and bid him farewell, and he'll pass that hook out, I reckon. Right, two yellows and one cod. See you later, buddy. Gone. Only 15 minutes ago I thought I was going home empty-handed, and now I'm going home having caught, hang on, I've got another fish. I was just about to say now I'm going to go home having caught 2 yellowbelly and a small cod, but hang on, I've got something else to bring in. I reckon it might be 3 yellowbelly and a small cod. It's a very small something. It's a very small yellowbelly. I'm using the light from the front of my action camera to show the fish because it's dark. Look at that, another little yellowbelly. See you later, mate. 15 minutes ago I thought I was going home empty-handed. Well, I'm not taking any fish home, so technically I am going home empty-handed. But I caught 3 yellowbelly and had a small cod. That was a brief but sharp, what was it, a brief but intense twilight bite window. Thank you all very much for watching.